Happy Halloween, everybody.
Don't do that.
That's how we begin every episode of Good Luck High Five Board Games. I am your host, Nicholas, and I'm being joined today by Maria.
Hi, everybody.
And we're going to talk about our top 10 spoopy Halloween games. Just to be clear, you don't have to play these games on Halloween.
No, you have to.
These are the only, this is for
it.
one day only.
Yes.
These are the games that you're going to play. We're also going to talk about a few games that didn't make our list. But first, I want to ask Maria, what is your favorite all-time Halloween costume?
My number one would have to be a jester, like a court jester.
Oh.
From like Renaissance
Like with
times.
like the crown
the
with the
hat.
bells.
And the best part of this costume is not only did I wear it for like 5 years in a row, and while I was in high school, I'm going to add.
Wow.
But I also had a stick. You know how the jesters have a stick with a little smaller head?
Like a scepter?
Yeah, a scepter, and it had a baby doll head on it that looked like me with a little hat and stuff, you
That's
know?
terrifying.
It was great. So me and my severed head would go around and make jokes, which is basically my dream scenario.
My favorite Halloween costume of all time, my mom, I wanted to go as like a wizard, but like we didn't have like the right pieces for the costume, so it was a space wizard.
Nice.
I went as a space wizard. I have a picture of it, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, indeed.
No, we are here to talk about some Halloween games. So let's talk about games that did not make our top 10 list. First of all, this top 10 list is unordered for a reason, because my philosophy is, when it comes to reviewing games as well, just because I don't like a game doesn't mean you won't like a game.
That's right.
And just because my game is like number 4 of the top 10 list, you'll be like, I think that game deserves at least a 3 or 2, or no way, that game's an 8. I don't care.
They're
where
all
on
1
the
through
list.
10,
Right,
honestly.
they're all 1 through 10. Just like these are 10 great games that we like, and I picked my 10 favorites, and Maria has a game on the list that didn't make the list, and let's talk about that one right now. What was the game that you didn't that you wanted?
So I love Elder Sign.
Yes.
And I think it's a great spooky option if you are into the Cthulhu horror genre and you don't want to spend a million hours playing one of these, like Arkham Horror,
Right.
okay? So, which I have also played, and it did take approximately 1 million hours.
It does take that long. I'm still playing it right now.
Yeah,
It's still
exactly.
set up somewhere. I'm still playing it.
So I don't have that kind of time in my life, but I do
Yeah.
have time for Elder Sign, and I really like rolling dice and playing characters and that kind of thing, which this game affords. So if that kind of thing is your style, consider Elder Sign.
Yeah, Elder Sign is a great game. Also, neither one of us have played, but you own
Yes.
the Arkham Horror living card game
Yeah.
from Fantasy Flight Games, and I have heard really good things about that. It did not make my list because neither one of us have played it.
Yes, I'm like, one of these days I'll get to it. I know it's supposed to be amazing. So once we do, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But for now, we can't. We literally can't because we've not played it.
There it is. So those are a couple games that you might want to take a look at. Just like have a glance.
Yeah,
Have
agree.
a glance towards. But we'll start off with the first one. This is Dead of Winter on our top 10 list. This is from Plaid Hat Games. And Dead of Winter is a semi-cooperative, like there's a traitor, but like you're all sort of doing the same thing. Zombie, you're in a what's the
And
word?
a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, but you're like in an encampment.
Yeah.
And like you're like sending people out for resources, and everybody has their own personal objective, which like allows you to kind of hide the traitor a little bit, because you'd be like, listen, I'm gonna go off on my own and I'm only gonna come back with one thing, but don't worry, I'm still on your guys' side. But maybe they are and maybe they're not.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, Dead of Winter from Plaid Hat Games.
You can play as a dog, is that right?
There is a dog, yes.
So, I mean, like, there's another reason for you to play this game.
Why wouldn't you?
I have not played this game, but it's exactly my type of game, so I actually really want to play it. I love Hit and Roll, and I love Subterfuge, so let's go.
You pronounced the D in subterfuge.
What did I say?
You said subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Subterfuge. I guess I
Subterfuge. Submarine.
Submarine-terfuge.
Submarine fudge.
Submarine fudge. Next up is Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space.
Yay, I love this game.
This is a game there's always the thread around Facebook that like, what game did you buy that you just bought because you liked it on the shelf?
Yeah.
Escape from the Aliens in the Outer Space is a game that I literally bought. I'd never heard of before. I saw it on the shelf. I took it off, and I was in love with like just the box and the art, and I was like, I'm buying this. This is great. Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space is again a game where there are traitors amongst you. There are more of an even split than your usual, like there's one or two. Generally speaking, there are just under half of the group is an alien.
It's a party game.
It is a party game. And you're negotiating on a map the humans are trying to get to the escape pods to get off of the derelict station, and the aliens are slowly tracking them down to eat them and kill them.
I love this game. Again, I love hit and roll, so there are going to be a couple of traitors, and you have special moves you can do depending on what character you're playing that also help conceal the traitors for longer or keep the humans safe if they want to escape. And you could track your movements on a little like battleship dry erase board, which I think is super fun too. And there's lots of lying and accusing among friends, which is super great.
The art style is really great too. It's sort of very dark, very simple, very sparse. Kind of
it gives the feeling of what you would probably feel like if you were trapped on a moon.
I've never
trying
been
to escape from aliens.
Trapped on a moon or derelict space station in my life, so I wouldn't know. But
there's still time, Nicholas.
Well, okay. Number 3 on our list is Quacks of Quedlinburg from North Star Games. This one won the Kenner Spiel des Jahres in 2018, but I didn't know about it until till
this year.
Yeah, till the beginning of this year. There is an expansion called the Herb Witches. It is a bag building game where you will put tokens into a blind bag and you'll draw them out one at a time. It's a little bit like Quartz.
Yeah.
If we've ever played Quartz, but you're slowly filling up your pot, and if you fill it with too many of one ingredient, it explodes and you lose the round, but you get to come back and do some cool stuff.
If you like deck building games, that's what we mean by bag building game. It's essentially the same thing except without cards.
Right.
Instead, you're putting little tokens into your bag and drawing them out. What a silly, random, beautiful game. Quacks is my number 1 favorite game right now.
Ooh.
It's such a good time.
It is.
Everybody has fun playing it. You always talk about if the game is fun to lose. Quacks is absurdly fun to lose because of it's got the randomness level is quite high, but it's not so high that you don't feel like it's a true game experience.
Correct. And it has the distinction of having the best catch-up mechanic in any game I've ever seen.
The rat tails.
The rat tails. There is a way to help people who are behind the leader by giving every round, depending on how far back you are, you get more and more of an advantage. But the leader doesn't get that advantage.
It's so silly. It's so much fun. And there's endless combinations too. Like you cannot get tired of playing this game because there's different combinations of the elements that you're throwing into your pot that you can create just from the base game. And then Herb Witches gives you even more play to the game afterwards and also adds another player.
5th player.
Yeah. So like I cannot recommend Quacks enough.
You can't remember it either.
My
job in this whole thing is just to constantly comment on all the words.
I'm just going to cut everything out that you say that I don't like.
Great. Number 4 is Dark Moon. This one's published by Stronghold Games. It was originally a fan-created game.
Was it really?
It was. It started out as people who played Battlestar Galactica and liked it, but didn't like that it took 4 hours to play. Were like, I bet we can streamline this whole game and bring it down.
That sounds like me. That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. So you can bring it down into 60 to 90 minutes. So the fans got together and like sort of deconstructed Battlestar Galactica and put it into a little bundle called Dark Moon. And you are playing again, stranded on a derelict space station.
People are so stranded
it's just
in these games.
This is very what you do. It's just how things work. And again, one of you is a traitor, and but you're all contributing towards challenges every round and trying to figure out who's working against you. It's Battlestar Galactica Express, which then got renamed into Dark Moon.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I loved playing this game as well. Once again, we're talking about hidden information and a traitor, which is I'm gonna go ahead and say it, my favorite game mechanic. Right behind I'll put deck building right behind this. Dark Moon, check it out. You can be different roles on the space station, which give you different powers during the phases of the game. You're rolling dice once again, which makes it easy to conceal information. And you're like, oh man, I just had a bad roll. I'm sorry, I can't help you repair that panel.
Sorry,
I'm definitely not the traitor. But I too love Battlestar Galactica, but it just took forever.
Just too long. Yep. And that's fine if that's what you're into.
Yeah,
like if you're into a 4-hour game experience, by all means. But I personally prefer being able to knock out 2 or 3 games.
I do think it is very tough to discover the traitor in Dark Moon.
Yes. That's
harder
true.
than Battlestar Galactica.
I mean, yes, that's true.
So if you want even a more challenging element for your empath brain to try to figure out who the traitor is, I think it is actually pretty difficult in Dark Moon.
There it is. So next up, number 5 is Campy Creatures from Keymaster Games. These are the people who made Parks which is one of our games that we reviewed on this channel. So good. Campy Creatures is a little bit like a set collection-y kind of feel to it. Lots of movie monsters, and the art style again is very like that 1970s sort of
campy,
B-movie.
would you say?
Yeah, I would say campy. I would say that.
Yeah, great thing they invented a word for it, you know?
Yeah. Keymaster Games is coming out with a spiritual sequel to Campy Creatures coming out. I think they kickstarted it already, and it is on its way to people now. But Campy Creatures, very fun, from Keymaster Games. Next up, number 6, are the Vast series from Leader Games right here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. These are sort of how do I describe these? They're asymmetric games that each person is playing like a different role, obviously, and they sort of get the bad reputation of being difficult to teach
because everybody's doing something different.
Because everybody's sort of playing their own game. There are 2 games in the series. There's Vast: The Mysterious Manor, which is the most recent one, which just came out, and then the older title is Vast: The Crystal Caverns. And both of these are set in a sort of closed location or cave, or in the new one, you're in a house. Everybody's sort of there to do their own thing. They each have their own play style. They each have their own objective, and more specifically, they're each sort of geared like one against each other. So like the paladin's trying to kill the dragon, who's trying to eat the goblins.
Sure, that makes sense.
Cave
it's
is
like
trying to
rock,
keep
paper,
everybody.
scissors.
Yeah, but these are games that you can play fairly quickly. Play to an hour or 2, depending on the group and how long it takes to learn, if you have any new players to them. But very, very, very tightly designed, arted, I guess is not the word I want. Kyle Farron. Illustrated is the word I want. Thank you. Kyle Farron does the art for that, and both of those games are just outstanding if you want to get those to your Halloween table and have sort of like a cool soundtrack in the background.
Ooh, I love the idea of
through a cave.
Putting your own soundtrack on during board games. That fits the kind of feeling of the game.
Yeah.
A+.
Yeah, really good. Next up is not a board game.
I know we're deviating here, but it's such a good one.
Little bit.
That
number 7.
We have to mention it. And the thing is, some people, I know a lot of board gamers will consider this like it's the same experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely. There's 2 different phases. So the game, we should say what the game is. Trivia Murder Party from Jackbox Games. The Jackbox series, for those of you who played You Don't Know Jack when you were younger, or perhaps before your time, depending on how old you are. That company makes Jackbox, and they come up with little short social experience games that you play on your phone with a device like an Amazon TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or a PlayStation, or a Nintendo
Chromecast.
Switch. Yeah, Chromecast, whatever you got. And Trivia Murder Party is a game where you are all answering trivia questions. Whoever gets a question wrong goes to like a sort of mini game to see if you get eliminated. And if you're eliminated, you can still participate in the trivia questions. But once there's 2 people left alive, you move into the final phase, which is sort of this lightning round, where
basically everybody's getting murdered.
Right, you're all gonna die. Except for one person who gets out alive. But as a ghost, you can take over somebody else's body at the end. Lots of trivia fun, and it's very well voice acted, very well written. Yeah,
it definitely makes you feel like you're in Saw.
Yeah.
That's the flavor they're going for, I believe.
Well, so like sort of wacky, not taking itself too seriously. Wacky Saw.
Yeah.
I used to play the Wacky Saw in band in high school.
Man, that'd be so cool if you could play the Saw in band.
I would. You can't? Like in high school band.
In high school
band. Not like in A band.
Where did you go?
I would, yeah, let's go. Let's do that. Mr. Fox, if you're watching, please let me play the Saw retroactively in 8th grade band. Next up is Betrayal at House on the Hill.
So we asked for your suggestions, by the way, on our Twitter account at GLHF Magic, and this was, I would say, the #1 answer to the question of your favorite spooky game.
Correct.
And Betrayal at House on the Hill Classic once again, somebody's a traitor. You've got to figure out who they are, and you're adventuring through a mansion that changes every playthrough of Betrayal at House on the Hill because it's a modular board.
Yeah.
I've played this a few times, and I had a great time every time that I did.
The cool thing about Betrayal at the House on the Hill, and I want to talk a little bit about the legacy version after we talk about the regular version, but the Betrayal at the House on the Hill, there is a traitor, but the traitor isn't, you don't know who it is at the beginning of the game.
Right.
Like until sort of mid-game when the thing happens, whatever the thing is.
The
and it
reveal
depends on the
of
story.
the traitor,
right.
yeah.
Then the traitor sort of discovers who they are, and all of a sudden the game is on. Right?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden some neat stuff happens. And the cool thing about that is at the very beginning, you're all working together, but sort of like keeping an eye on each other. Like you don't want to get too close. You don't want to help too much because you might be the one who wants to kill everybody, and you don't want everybody to get too good of a position on everybody else. But the trivia, or not the trivia, murder party, we already talked about that one. Betrayal at the House on the Hill Legacy does the same thing, only takes you generation by generation through a murder house.
What do you mean? Like the kids of the people who were murdered?
Yes. Like very literally, that is
Wow,
exactly what it
that's
is. Like it
creepy.
starts out in the ancient past, and you play a game, and then like some stuff happens. People get murdered in this house, and then the next session that you play, you're playing in the same house.
Oh, you should
but you're
sell
playing
it.
as
Sell that
the-
house. It's
No,
cursed.
I mean, like you're playing as the descendants of people who lived in the murder house, and you're like finding the
Whoa.
relics that were left behind. And it's super cool. Like you get like one of you, like there you can pass down like an ancient sword through your family.
I still don't want to live in this house. You're not selling me.
Well, it's time
My
to live in the
parents were
house.
killed in this house. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
We're living in it. That's how it works. So that's Betrayal at the House on the Hill and Betrayal at the House on the Hill Legacy. Grab those. Number 9 is a series of games that are all sort of similar. They're not exactly the
No, they're
same. So Fury of Dracula was the first game that sort of started this whole one against many hidden movement. Kind of everybody's trying to find Dracula. That sort of didn't progress, but like the spiritual successor to that one was Letters from Whitechapel,
Yep.
where a group of detectives are trying to track down Jack the Ripper. Letters from Whitechapel's very good. My sort of apex of this genre, this sort of series, is Whitehall Mystery, which kind of shrinks everything down and speeds it up.
Letters from Whitechapel light.
Yes, it is. Much like Battlestar Galactica Express became Dark Moon, Letters from Whitechapel turned into Whitehall Mystery.
I've got to tell you, playing Letters from Whitechapel, I was legitimately spooked playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, I want to be spooked on Halloween, you will feel spooked looking for Jack the Ripper, which is a very spooky story.
It is, and thematically, the gorgeous, like the everything is
beautiful.
like historically accurate. You're working through a historically accurate map of London.
And if you are the person evading capture, you feel terrified.
It's
They're going to
dangerous.
find
Yeah,
you.
like it's definitely scary.
It's an emotional reaction playing this game.
It's a hidden movement game, so
Yeah.
you're tracking your movements on a separate pad from the board, and the detectives are trying to track you down. And Letters from Whitechapel just sort of shrinks, like literally shrinks the map, so you're
Okay.
just working in downtown London, separates into quadrants, and really kind of tightens that net and ratchets up the tension a lot.
Oof,
I like
yeah.
it a lot. Next up on the list, number 10, again in our unordered list, because this one might be my favorite of all of them, again, are two games that are sort of cousins, spiritually similar, made by the same company, Le Blood, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And
Are you just saying lay blood in French
Le
accent?
Blood. Distributed by Asmodee, North America, is Mysterium is the first game. And Mysterium is a game where one person is playing the ghost, and they have sort of a list of each player is assigned a person, a room of the house, and then like an object. And then the ghost is trying to hand you dream cards where you are like, oh, this dream sort of reminds me of this person. Like this has got
This
thread
ghost
in
is
it.
basically giving you the clues that are in the game of Clue,
Right.
which is who murdered it, where did they get murdered, and with what weapon.
Correct. And then at the end of the game, once everybody sort of deduced their code, one of them is correct, and everybody works together towards figuring out which one is correct. Now, the new game that just came out this year is called Obscurio, and it is basically Mysterium with a traitor.
Yay!
So
So many traitors in this spooky list.
Yeah, they're so it's no longer a ghost who's like the person with all the hidden information. It's just a book, like a sentient book.
Great.
And the dreams are circles, and you hand out circles into a thing to try and figure out, which door in the mansion will lead you to the next room, and you're trying to get out of the mansion. But one of you is secretly working against the group, and they get to pick art circles that are not correct but are close to the one that is right.
All right.
To try and lead everybody else astray.
I love it.
Is very good.
I love it.
If you like Mysterium, but you sort of want a more specific or even a deeper experience, I highly recommend checking out Obscurio. We will have a review for Obscurio very soon.
We also have a bonus on our list, bonus number 11.
This is a game that neither one of us have played.
Not a lot of people have played it.
Very few people have played it. It was at Gen Con this past year. It was actually being early previewed at Gen Con 2018. I haven't had a chance to actually play it yet. It's called Blood on the Clock Tower.
I'm so excited for this.
It is how to even describe it? It's like a role-playing game.
Yep.
Like a paper and pencil role-playing game, kind of.
Well, everybody has a character.
Yep.
And you're trying to essentially solve a mystery,
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it reminds me of any game where you have a role like that and you're all trying to work a solution.
It reminds me of a game where you're playing a person with an objective. There are very few of those games out there, so this one's really innovating in the genre. But it looks very cool. There is a literal clock tower that is...
with literal blood on it?
Literal blood. That's how you start the game.
You really want to get your party going.
Everybody slices and smears their blood on the clock tower. It was on Kickstarter this year. It
Yes.
is now closed, but we might be able to find some more.
I bought it.
You did?
Yes.
I'll look forward to it.
Because it's a fun party game with role-playing and a mystery, and there's traders, of course, and you're trying to work together to solve information, and you can play it with a bunch of candles lit and the lights off. And I've seen a few reviews of it, and they've all been glowing.
Yeah,
So
I have seen that as well. People are generally loving this game. I would love to get a chance to play it, so when you get your copy, we're going to get into that.
we'll see if I invite Nicholas.
Fair enough. Those are our top 10-ish games that you should play at your Halloween table. If you liked what we recommended, please send us some pictures. Tag us at GLHF Magic in your Instagram and Twitter. You can tag me at Captain NGM on your posts as well. And leave us a comment below if we missed your favorite game and you want to let us know why we were wrong. Please do so as well. Maria, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Get spooked.
Hey everyone, if you enjoyed that video, please hit that sub button and check out all of our other offerings at goodluckhighfive.com. And please consider becoming a patron of the channel at patreon.com/GLHFmagic and help us keep making reviews, videos, and podcasts for as little as $5 a month. We're also always looking for new games to review, so if you make games or you know a company who does and wants to have their game reviewed on Good Luck High Five, please reach out to us at glhf@goodluckhighfive.com and we'd be happy to take a look. You can follow me, Captain N the Game Master, on Twitter and Instagram at CaptainNGM, and follow the channel at GLHF Magic. Remember, please shop at your local game store whenever possible. Until next time, I'm Nicholas, and good luck, high five.